Welcome to our specialty series using the kettlebell. My name is Dan. I'm one of the co-founders of the Australian Institute of Kettlebells, and this is my colleague Kevin Frazier. And today we have some of the most exciting movements that you would have ever seen with the kettlebell. We're going to take two traditional movements, the swing and the snatch, and show you just so many fantastic variations that will excite you and really add some variety and some fun and some difference into your programming. Just a couple of things I want to mention, guys. These are a little bit more advanced, so you do need to be comfortable with the kettlebell. And secondly, this facility that we're training in is Primal NRG at St. Peter's, an absolute world-class functional training facility. This is where we hold all of our AIK courses in Sydney, and it's definitely one that you must check out. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to start with the kettlebell swing, the foundational kind of primary kettlebell movement, but we're going to add some movement to it to make it a little bit more challenging and just different as well. So this is going to challenge the stability a little bit more. So what Kevin and I are going to do is we're going to do our swing. As it's at the top, we're going to close our feet. Left is going to move first. Right is going to separate. And we're going to take one step. Then we're going to come back to the other side. So let's go one step to the right, Kevin. One step back to the left, back to the right, back to the left. So we'll do 4 in total. All right, so we'll go 3, 2, 1. There we go. And again, you guys can do multiple steps as you're doing it. Take that step so you close the gap, open the gap, close the gap, open the gap, adding some nice variety to that traditional movement. Next progression again is what we call our compass swing. So now we're going to pivot and we're going to move around, add some different forces to this great movement. We're going to move in 90-degree increments on this one. What we're going to do is we're going to work in this fashion, okay? So I'm going to take a little step over here. Kevin, you take a step over there, and we're going to first, again, take the step at the top of the swing, move as we move through. And if you can go one way, you can go back the other way. And that's what we call our compass swing. As you get more and more comfortable with those 90-degree increments, you can even increase it to 180 degrees as well, even make it more complex. What you do want to do is maybe get the bell a little bit higher to give yourself a little bit more time to get around the movement itself. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move from our walking swing. So we've done our walking swings, forwards, backwards, lateral, compass, and we're going to do what we call our lateral swing. So some really nice motion through the transverse plane, frontal plane. We're going to be producing a lot of force through the hips and then resisting it and bringing it back the other way. We're still using the hips and lots of rotary force on this one. So Kevin and I are going to start by swinging out towards the wall and then coming back. We'll do 2 more, Kev. There we go. So that's our lateral swing. Just be careful, never let the kettlebell get behind you. Come right through, bring the hips through, and then back to the other side as we move through it. Then another swing, which is great for, again, what you guys would have seen so far about most of these movements is I'm incorporating different planes of motion. People get stuck in this sagittal plane with their kettlebells, and the reason why this is like more complex and a little bit different is because we're using those other planes of motion. So our next one is what we're going to call the ski swing. We're going to have both feet together, power through the hips, come through the middle, come back to the other side. We've got to be careful we don't over-rotate on this. We've got to control that anti-rotation as well. So feet together, Kevy. We're going to go start on the right side and then bring it through to the left. Stop there. So that's our ski swing. So a couple of different swing variations, something I'm sure you've never seen before. So there's 5 different kettlebell swings to spice up, add some variety, fun, complexity to your programs. Now we're going to have a look at 2 different snatch variations. I might add these are a little bit more complex. Again, you need a foundation in place, and then these are great additions to that. So the first one is going to be what's called our lunge snatch. So we're taking two great movements and combining it in one, the lunge and the snatch. So what we do is we get that kettlebell ready, get those hips back, and what we're going to do is we're going to move into a forward lunge with the opposite leg to our arm. So here we swing through, snatch, and come through. Now we can go the same leg. Now we can go reverse on the opposite side, and we can go reverse on the same side. So there is a few different variations to that snatch. Lunge variation, you can go 4 different ways with that one. And then our last movement for today's video is going to be what's called our transverse snatch. It's a dead snatch, so it's a little bit different, using the legs, using the rotation of the hips and the thoracic spine, as opposed to using a little less hips. So going to have it on the outside of the feet. Feet are pretty narrow, and what's really important here is that the weight comes onto the foot that's closest to the kettlebell. All right, we're going to come down with a bit more legs, rotate those hips, and then we're going to snatch upwards. So let's see that again. We're going to bring it to the outside and use those legs and come upwards. And then we'll just bring that down. What we're going to do now is just put them in a little very simple workout. Put Kevin through maybe 60 seconds of kettlebell swings, but changing them up so there's lots and lots of variety and different challenges coming to his body. So what we're going to do, Kevin, is we're going to start just with some forward walking and forward backwards swing. So forward coming, that's it, walking forwards, then walking backwards, walking forwards, then walking backwards, then we're going to go lateral. That's it, look at that. That lateral walk, beautiful. And after he's done this, compass, beautiful. Look at that, moving sensationally well. Once you stop at your compass, you're going to go into your lateral across the body, or we can go into the ski even. That's a nice transition. Look at that ski swing. Once he's done a few of those, we're going to go into the lateral swing to finish off, and he's got to position his body, and beautiful, beautiful. So what you're seeing there is one movement, 5 different variations, lots and lots of different challenge, different planes of motion, and a whole lot of fun. Thank you very much.